Thank you so much. It really warms my heart to see so many friendly faces, people that I've known for many, many, many years. Thank you for attending. This is a celebration for the end of the year. It's a celebration of KREBA. It's a celebration for the community. And I really, really appreciate that everybody comes out and attends. First of all, I do want to come out and say thank you to Alicia Nam, who really, she endeavored so hard for this year and for the organization. Thank you so much. You know, as I am the 28th president of KREBA, and what that means is that there's 27 presidents and board members that was ahead of me. And so that means that's an evolution of the Korean real estate community, whether it's Koreans, first generation, or whether it's Korean Americans, we all have common roots. And so that's the foundation of what I want to try to emphasize today, is that we have a common roots, we have common goals. My job, my goal is try to unify and bring our members together. You know, we're so fortunate to live in this time in America. And I'm sorry, first of all, this guy's speaking English, but he looks like a short Asian guy. No, you're in the right organization. This is the Korean Real Estate Brokers Association. But unfortunately, I do apologize. I speak English, okay? But is that a reflection of the times? I certainly think it is a reflection of the times. And so, hopefully, if you can understand that my lack of English, or excuse me, lack of Korean, excuse me, lack of Korean, but we all want to have the same goals and accomplishments. So please bear with me in terms of my lack of Korean and the English conversation. So we are here in KREBA, and so the first question that a lot of people ask me is, why do you want to become president when the idea was broached to me? And I gave it a lot of thought. But first and foremost, I want to kind of give you a little bit of insight about myself, okay? We immigrated when I was 5 years old, which was 1966, somewhere in there, kindergarten. I started kindergarten in America. And back then, there was no Koreans. If you met anybody and you said, I was Korean, it could be in Africa, and they would never know. If you Asian faces, they knew China, they knew Vietnam, Japan. But that was because of the wars. But Korea, nobody knew Korea. This is the 1960s, okay? And so people who immigrated in the 1960s, in my opinion, the mentality of the community was very, very, very different. Why? Because we all immigrated, we all suffered. My parents educated. My mother was a Gyeonggi alumni. My dad was an interpreter in the army. That's how he first got immigrated. So the first generation were all educated people who sacrificed themselves for the betterment of their kids. And so at home, my parents, we couldn't speak Korean, which nowadays is like, how can you say that? Well, because there was no way that we could ever envision this. There's no way. It's a dream. It's the American dream. And so that passion, that feeling of supporting Koreans and Korean Americans, we work hard. That's why I volunteered. So please. So even though I'm sorry I can't speak much Korean, I do have ideas, and I do have goals for KREBA. Okay, and I have goals to reach out to the first generation of our history, of our foundation, of our roots, but also to the 1.5 generation and to the next generation. You know, our parents worked hard to give us, kids, our kids, the future, the generation we have now. I'm sorry, excuse me. My dad started out as a dishwasher. He was graduated, he had a master's, but he was a dishwasher at nighttime in a Chinese restaurant. That's how immigrants started. So we should all support each other. No matter what we do, we should all support each other. That's my message. Okay. So anyway, so I'm sorry about it. I kind of get a little sidetracked. I want to get a little emotional here, but I do feel, obviously, I feel very strongly about this industry. Real estate is my life. It's something that I've devoted 30 years for. I've worked with the Korean community. It's something that I'm just proud and so proud of what we do. You know, I was in Korea 3-4 weeks ago, and for first time in like 7 years, and I looked around and I was like, wow, first of all, why are there so many Koreans? You know, it's all Koreans, they're just like me, right? And then the next question I have to myself is, if I lived in Korea, would I have the same opportunities as I do here in my life in America? And the answer is no. No matter how hard it is in our day-to-day struggles, appreciate what we have, the opportunities we have. This is still the greatest country, and it still has the best opportunities in terms of your future. That's very good. So as far as KREBA, this year the goal is really to increase the professionalism, to increase the membership, and to increase basically the interaction, and hopefully, you know, increase the coordination and the level of representation for real estate that we have. We're so fortunate. When, you know, 10 years ago, $1 million transaction was so rare. Now, $10 million, 15, 20, you know, Middle Asset is doing $200 million transactions. I mean, we are a global dominant player. And we really, really have to be fortunate that we're living in this time, and that we have the ability, and we are in the industry to lead. I want to provide one comment, and this is in English, and I'll try to translate in Korean if I can. In English, it says, some people make things happen, some watch things happen, while others wonder what has happened. 그러니까 한국말 한번 try. 어떤 사람들은 they make things happen. 어떤 사람들은 So anyways, the point I want to say is, we as real estate, we're visionaries. We as real estate, whether it's commercial, residential, loans, whatever, we're the visionaries. Okay? So the question that I have for every one of you is, are you the ones who are going to make things happen? Are you going to watch things happen? Or 지나가서 you're going to say, oh, how did it happen? Right? We can make things happen in this industry. We have that ability. Depends on integrity, it depends on your vision, it depends on your foresight. Okay? So who you are, that's the critical thing. Which one are you? I challenge each one of you to make things happen in this business. So basically in our business, as we know, it's very, very competitive. Okay, so my last kind of words of advice to the members, I'm sorry to kind of, this turned out a lot longer than I expected, but anyways, it's really to think positively. You know, it's very, very important. We're in an industry where, you know, a lot of things, a lot of struggles, very competitive. Create a positive environment, surround yourself with positive people, and positive things will happen. So that's what I say, take the initiative, be professional, enjoy what you have, okay? So thank you so much. I'm sorry, one last thing. Okay, as far as the operations of KREBA, we have committees. Now I'm changing it up a little bit this year. We have an education committee, we have a membership committee, we have a real estate committee, seminar committee, we have a finance committee, we have an IT committee. You know, it's not going to be done by just board members. You know, I'm just one member. Everybody here is a member. If KREBA is going to be successful and go to the next level, it takes every one of us here to go out and say, let's get involved. This is our organization. We should take it to the next level. Okay? So everybody, how you get involved is get involved in our committees in terms of the involvement, and that's really what I sincerely ask of everybody. The next thing, last and foremost, as far as my goal for the company is also to increase corporate sponsorship. I mean, at the end of the day, real estate is not just sales and leasing, it's not just banking. You know, it's also construction, it's also maintenance, it's also paint, it's also construction. I mean, there's so many related fields in life to real estate. And I want to reach out to all those affiliated corporations who are run by, there's so many Korean corporations out there nowadays. Let's reach out to those corporations, get them tied up into our activity, and we can be supporting them and they can be supporting us. The goal for us is we lose too much representation to, frankly, mainstream brokerage. We should improve our professionalism. We can capture more of that market and really do a better job for the community. And that's the goal. That's what I ask everybody to do. So please, corporate sponsorship. We have nonprofit. If anybody made a lot of money this year, they need a tax write-off, come see me. Corporate sponsorship, I encourage everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.